Hey everyone, hope you're having a nice day. So today I'm gonna draw some simple mountain doodles. Let's start with the Himalayas. So first up, I'm going in with my Faber-Castell TK Fine and underlaying over the mountains. So the Himalayas are a broad net of mountains and they will be needing some fine alignments and a bit of cracks and crags over here and there. So I'm doing it on top again and making it more stronger and precise. So you can leave gaps in between and to the sides if you want to. So next up, I'm going to do the trees. The trees are basically pine cones in these cold regions. So I'm just doing some pine cone trees over here and over there. You can do it wherever you want, even on top of the mountains. So I'm just taking and doing a bit more of those, and now I'm taking my micron pen and I'm going to fine line it. So I think you can't say it. Yeah, now I'm taking my micron 005 and I'm fine lining on top. Just leave a bit of crags here and there and some unevenness to it so it looks like a real mountain. So I'm just gonna leave some crags and cracks. And for the first mountain too, you can put it big or small or however you want, your wish. So I'm also putting some snow to it so it looks like, it's snowing and stuff. And to this side, I'm putting some shading so it's like half of the shadow of the mountain is falling to that side. And in the front, I'm just putting some lined pigments which are actually snow, and it shows that the snow is actually on the top here and there. So for the second one also, I am doing the shadow thing and I'm just lining it up. I'm just putting a uneven line and lining it up. So over here also, I'm putting some uneven circles and ovals and just like lining it up so it looks like real snow. So even to the sides, I'm doing it, and I'm just making some uneven shapes and doing it. So for this one, I'm just gonna do it over here, and it looks really cool though. And I'm just doing it over here too for this one, so it doesn't look all the same. And mountains are not supposed to look all the same. So I'm giving it a naturalistic look and feel by putting the snow to the sides and the top and the bottom too. And there's snow everywhere basically in the Himalayas, so you can put it wherever you want. So next, I'm just going to do these trees with a different micron. So I'm getting my micron 05 and doing it. So I'm just putting up these trees. So the trees may look darker than the mountains and it may look a bit awkward. So I'm going on with my trees, and after I've done my trees, I'm just going to go to the mountain and just do it on top again. So I'm gonna go over to my last tree over there and do it. And yep, I'm just making the trees more firm and correct, and I'm just doing the mountains because it looks kind of awkward when they are like different colors, when the mountain is like less color than that. So I'm just going and doing it again, the top a little bit, not completely, so it look like some places have snow and not. So next, I'm writing up the name Himalayas. So these are in India, this China borders, this Nepal, Bhutan and stuff like that. So I'm just putting some wind to show that this place is very windy, and some dots to signify the snow. So yep, that's basically it. So next up, I'm going to draw a other mountain, which is the Taishan range. The Taishan are basically Chinese mountains. So they're a different type of mountain from the Himalayas. They are down, they are kind of bulky and like blocks. But as they go up, they become more pointy, but not as pointy and steep as the Himalayas. They do have proper ways and routes to go. So these are the mountains you'll probably see in these Chinese movies. So I'm taking up the micron and I'm just overlaying it on top, and I'm doing the shadow, which I've also done for the Himalayas. But then these mountain ranges don't have that much of snow. They have more of the lush greenery than the snow. And I'm gonna do the other one too. These are the basic Chinese mountains all of the people say and see. So I'm gonna do this one, and they do have snow if you ask me, but then they don't have as much as the Himalayas, and they're not as steep as them. So if you want, you can just do a bit of snow here and there near the top and somewhat in the bottom and stuff. So I'm just doing like a little bit of snow, not as much as the Himalayas, but just a little bit. So now I'm just gonna do some trees over to the sides because there are lots of vegetation in Taishan. So I'm just doing up the trees. There are trees over there which don't have any leaves in the bottom or the trunk and have a lot in the top. So I'm writing the name Taishan, and I'm going up to the next mountain, which is basically the Swiss mountain. But before that, I'm going to put some bit more of detail to the Taishan mountains. They're not much like the Himalayas. They're a bit stuck to the ground, and they don't exactly, what do you call, rise from the ground. They just go straight up. They don't go slide and slanting like the triangular mountains. And this one is somewhat kind of like looking like a hill, but it's actually the Swiss mountains. So I've done the same thing like the Himalayas, but not as pointed. And I'm using my micron to do another mountain over here. I'm taking my Faber-Castell, doing it, and I'm just using my eraser bit because I do get lots of things wrong, and I'm using my micron 08 to do it up. This one is a well-known African mountain. I think it's Australian mountain. Yep, this is a well-known Australian mountain called the Uluru. And I'm just doing a bit of texture. There's like literally no, like 0% snow in this, but I am doing it. So the next one is the famous Mount Fuji. So being a volcano, I'm using my micron, and I'm just gonna put it in the top because there is a bit of snow in the top. So I'm just using the shadow technique, and I'm also putting some segments to make it look more lifelike and gravelly. So it's like more of a dry mountain. There are plants near it, but not exactly on the mountain. It's like around the mountain. So the mountain is Mount Fuji of Japan. So these are all the mountains I'm doing right now, and I'm gonna just do a bit of shading and making it look more beautiful. So these are the Himalayas, the Taishan, the Uluru, the Swiss mountains, the Mount Fuji, all of them. So goodbye everyone, see you.